Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my initial comparison between the Under Armour, or I guess Curry brand Curry Flow 9 and the Curry Flow 8. They both retail for $160, so if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave a link in the description box. But let's get it started right away with the Tracciones. As far as the overall traction pattern goes, it's pretty much identical. I mean, there are a few differences, I would say, like here in the forefoot, it's a little bit different. Here in the heel though, it's pretty much exactly the same. But as far as how it feels, I mean, so the Curry 9 I have not played in, obviously, but the Curry 8 I have, and the Curry 8 has godlike traction. It's such a good bite, almost too hard, to the point where like when you stop, or like when you're doing a crossover, like a step back or something, you do a little too hard, it stops too hard, and then like your bones and your joints hurt, like your ankle, your foot, you know what I mean? Which I never thought I would say in a basketball shoe. Like, it stops too damn hard, you know? But anyways, yeah, they're using the same exact thing here in the Curry 9. It's the Flow cushioning setup. There is no rubber outsole, which does reduce weight, which of course is a very, very good thing. Like for me, I like to have a very lightweight shoe. So yeah, the Curry 8, it was also pretty damn durable for outdoor use. Not saying it's the best, but I really didn't have a whole lot of issues with it. So I'm guessing the Curry 9 is pretty much going to be the exact same, a godlike traction pattern. Also, another difference is the midfoot chain plate. As you guys can see here in the Curry 9, we got two triangles, although I believe it's just all one piece. And then here in the Curry 8, we have like a trapezoid or something. As far as the heel to toe transition goes, here in the Curry 8 is super smooth. So here in the heel, we got a nice curved shape. But one thing that is a little bit different, as you guys can see, is that the Curry 8 cushion protrudes out a little bit more, just a tiny bit, I would say, right? Or actually it's around the same, but this part kind of like curves up a little bit. The Curry 9 is just like flat. I don't know if you guys can tell, right? It's more of like a curve here in the Curry 8, curve, and then here in the Curry 9 it's just a straight line, but I guess they do both protrude out, as you guys can see. But for the heel, they're both very, very smooth. Like, I really like the shape of both of them here in the heel. So super smooth, exposed midsole, nothing's caged. And then here in the forefoot, we have a nice curved shape as well. Look at that. Super smooth. The heel to toe transition was super smooth in the Curry 8, and here in the Curry 9, so far it feels really, really nice as well. Also, one thing that's very, very similar as well is, as you guys can see, the midfoot chain plate, it does add for torsional support, but here in the Curry 8, we have a very flexible forefoot, and same exact thing here in the Curry 9. Like, it doesn't flex at all here in the midfoot, but here in the forefoot, we have a lot of flex. So that feels super nice. Moving on to the cushioning setup, yeah, we got full length Under Armour Flow. Oh my god, it's not nice. It feels pretty stiff. It is low to the ground and very, very responsive. Well, I mean, it was in the Curry 8, and I'm guessing it's the same in the Curry 9. And the impact protection is and not a whole lot of bounce or compression. It's just a tiny bit of compression, you know. So the cushioning setup, the Curry 9 feels pretty much exactly the same as the Curry 8. Same thing with the insole. Like, it's just a regular Ortholite insole, and it's not the most comfortable for step and comfort. All right, now moving on to the material, so that's where it gets pretty different. So here in the Curry 8, we have a very nice knit upper, and it's pretty thin, but I would say the Curry 9 feels maybe just a tad bit thinner. Just a tad bit. That's just me nitpicking. I mean, they're both very, very thin. So the Curry 9 feels just a tiny bit thinner. And the Curry 9 is using their warp upper. So it's pretty much like a textile material or a mesh material with like these straps on there that kind of go over this material, and all of it is stitched down, adding for a lot more support. So one thing that I guess two things that I like better in the Curry 9 material over this knit material in the Curry 8 is that it's a little bit thinner, and also it feels a little bit more supportive. There's really no stretch to this warp upper. Here in the Curry 8, there's a little bit more stretch, just a tiny bit more. Here in the midfoot, of course, it stays extremely thin in both of the shoes, but as you guys can tell, here in the Curry 8, it is a one booty upper, which I do like. You know, I really like this stretchy knit material here on top of your foot. Here in the Curry 9, of course, we have a regular tongue. It's an oversized tongue with actually a little bit of padding. It feels pretty nice on top of the foot. So it all depends on what you like. If you like that stretchy material on top of your foot, the Curry 8 is probably better. If you want something a little bit more cozy, like on top of your foot, then obviously the Curry 9 is better. As far as the ankle padding goes, well, for the Curry 8, we have, I don't know, I would say it's around the same. Maybe the Curry 9 has a little bit more padding here where your Achilles is. But overall, I would say it's pretty much the same amount of padding, and they both come up a lot. Look at this. Look at how high these two shoes come up for a heel tap. So both of these are super easy to just slide your foot in and put the shoe on. So overall materials, I don't know guys, I like both of them, you know, and I feel like the main difference is pretty much like the padding here in the tongue, because the material, like I said, on foot is really thin, it's comfortable, it conforms to your foot. So to me personally, everything pretty much feels really similar on foot besides the tongue. All right, moving on to the fit. So the Curry 8 ran really short, so go up half a size, as you guys already know. And then here in the Curry 9, I went true to size. And I don't know right now, you know, this is just first impressions. I haven't played in it yet, but like as far as the length goes, my toes pretty much go right to the edge of the shoe, like right there. And it's very snug. I really like that. But like I said, the traction is super good. So I feel like I might feel a little bit of toe banging when I do like forward movements and stop. So we'll have to see on the actual performance review. I mean, if you don't want to deal with that, I would suggest going up half a size. But if you want like a very snug fit, you should be fine going true to size. Toe box, they're both pretty damn snug, and width wise, they're both slightly narrow. So they both fit very similarly. It's just the Curry 8 runs a little bit shorter. All right, as far as support and lockdown goes, so for lateral containment, I really had no issues with the Curry 8. As you guys can see, we got the synthetic material here in the forefoot, and also pretty much the entire lateral side of the shoe. We have the foam coming up here in the midfoot, as well as an internal TPU heel counter and an external TPU heel counter. So lateral containment was good for me. And then here in the Curry 9, it does worry me a little bit here in the forefoot. There's really nothing for a lateral counter besides the material. I mean, like I said, the material feels pretty like supportive, but it might roll over on itself, as you guys all know. So we'll have to see on the lateral containment here in the forefoot. But here in the midfoot, the foam comes up, and also here in the heel, we have an internal TPU heel counter. So everything seems pretty good. But like I said, I am a little bit worried about the forefoot. As far as lateral stability goes, I had no issues with the Curry 8. And let's see which shoe is wider. I would say, yeah, it's pretty much the same width, so I don't think I'm gonna have any issues with the Curry 9. All right, as far as the weight goes, as you guys all know, the Curry 8 is super light, so it's like 10 ounces, 10.58 ounces, and the Curry 9 is pretty much the exact same weight, 10.48 ounces, yeah. So just putting both of these shoes on foot, it's really hard to tell which shoe is which. So yeah, I mean, I feel like the Curry 9 is gonna perform really well, just like the Curry 8. You know, thin materials, responsive cushion, godlike traction, and all that, right? As far as the aesthetics go, I don't know. I feel like I like the Curry 8 a little bit more. Like, you know, the white and gold colorway of the Curry 8. I feel like that was really sick. But the Curry 9 still does not look bad. The whole Sesame Street pack looks great as far as the colorways go. I would definitely say this colorway is my favorite, the Count. But tell us what you guys think looks better down in the comments section below. So wrapping things up, yeah, was it a surprise at all that the Curry 9 feels very similar to the Curry 8? Not really. I feel like Under Armour needs to switch it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, actually, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, should they just keep like this pattern? Because they basically use this same exact pattern, and also for the Flow outsole and like the Flow Future X and like a couple of other shoes. Like there's a women's basketball shoe I believe that uses pretty much the same exact thing. So, but do you guys think they should change it up? It's getting a little boring. You know what I mean? Because like having the same outsole pattern and also like the cushioning setup, I wonder what they can do, right? Maybe switch up the pattern a little bit or make the foam softer. I don't really know. But anyways, like the Curry 9, yeah, feels extremely similar to the Curry 8, and I feel like it's going to be very good, just like the Curry 8. It's just there are just two things that I am worried about personally. So one thing that I'm worried about is the toe banging, and the second thing I'm worried about a little bit is the lateral containment here in the forefoot. But other than that, everything feels really good. Like the traction feels like it's gonna be godlike, cushion gonna be responsive, materials very thin, and it's very lightweight as well. So pretty much from my initial comparison, the Curry 9 is feeling very good, just like the Curry 8, and they both go for the same retail price for 160 bucks. So yeah, that about wraps up this comparison video. Again, if you guys do want to cop the Curry 8, I'll leave a link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.